Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn Daily Energy, and this is a timeless reading, so this is for whenever you feel drawn to hear this message. Also, this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take what does. If it does not, leave what does not. Then it is meant for someone else. All right, so I have my Alice in Wonderland cards, and we're going to see what's going on here. All right, we have the Hangman. We have the Strength card. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords. She likes to come out in all the decks for Capricorn. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Queen of Cups. And for overall energy, we have the Two of Pentacles. I also wanted to say that I have my other channel. I'm getting back to that, where I am going to do the other signs. I'm also going to do a general daily reading. I also will be doing Capricorn over there. So just to let you know, also, if anything happens to this channel, that I still have that channel. I had just listened today, which by the time I post this, it'll be already a couple days past, that Chris from Minnow Pond Tarot, he had said that his channel had went down for a few hours, and that's a really scary thing, where if they can shut your channel down. So that's a really scary thing. So that's why I started the other channel, is so that if anything happens to this channel, that I have that other one so people can find me over there. So also, if you just want to subscribe to that channel to make sure that if anything happens here, hopefully nothing will, but that you can catch me over there. I'm also working on an Instagram account. I'm trying to squeeze so much stuff in, but I'm just trying to do it at a pace that I feel comfortable at. I don't want to be burnt out or overwhelmed, but I think I did get my Jill's Capricorn Tarot Instagram account. I haven't linked it to the channel yet. I still need to do that. I don't think I've posted anything on it, but I'm trying to do that too, so trying to get that rolling. All right, but just to let you know, also when I do the connection readings, like if I do like today, well, if I post this, which I probably will, whatever connection reading I do, the other sign will be posted the same day on my other channel. So if I do Capricorn and Capricorn, then I will do, on my other channel, I will do a reading for Capricorn. If I do Capricorn and Scorpio, then on the other channel, I will have the Scorpio reading. So if you want to check that out also. All right, so back to the reading. So for overall energy, we have the Two of Pentacles, and that's about balance, right? It's about feeling balanced. It can be balance within yourself, or it could be balance within different areas of your life. Say your work life and your personal life, your free time and your work time, your relationships and your business, making sure that different areas of your life are balanced. We have the Hangman, the Strength card, the Hangman, the Strength card, and the Two of Cups. All right, so the Hangman is about, he's hanging upside down and he's drinking his tea, although I would think that would be kind of hard to do, is to drink tea upside down like that. But that means taking your time, right? Taking your time, and his foot, he's hanging from a clock, taking your time, taking that time out to look at things from a different perspective, seeing things from maybe the other person's perspective, the other person's eyes. We have the Strength card, so it could have to do with a Leo, and it's about being brave in a scary moment. I feel like that's kind of what that is, because she's kind of holding on to the deer, and she's being brave, and the woods are dark, but it's being brave and being confident in a gentle way. It's not being overbearing, right? Because she's holding on to the deer, like she's not holding on to a bear, right, or a monster, right? She's not being like that. It's like she's being kind and gentle, but I also feel like she's like protecting, right? Maybe protecting the soft side, right? This maybe your softer side, protecting that, protecting yourself. Maybe it has to do with a relationship that you want to protect yourself. You're feeling vulnerable in a relationship. maybe it's sort of that balance between being vulnerable but not overprotecting, right? Sometimes we get worried about being vulnerable in a relationship because then it feels like, oh my gosh, like there's so much more chance for me to get hurt. But it's like if we take those walls down, right? Maybe it's about looking at it saying that if we take those walls down and we become more vulnerable within a relationship, that our relationship becomes stronger, that connects us together more. We have the Queen of Swords. She likes to come out in all of the decks for us. I'm feeling this year, I'm feeling like the Queen of Swords this year is that taking control of a situation and kind of really, you know, she's got her hand around the sword and she's like, I'm gonna take control of this situation, right? I'm not gonna be afraid to open up, to be vulnerable in this relationship, right? Knowing that you have to be, if you want to have a relationship that has that closer connection, like you have to be vulnerable, because you have to show that person that you're willing to be vulnerable, and then they show you that back, right? You can't put a whole bunch of walls up around you and expect someone else to be vulnerable to you if you are not to them. We have the Ace of Wands. Aces are new beginnings, and it's those new actions, those new outlooks. I feel like with this I feel like this current energy, I really feel like things change for you, right? Maybe you're becoming more emotional, right? Queen of Cups, that you're able to talk about your emotions more. You're able to talk about your feelings. You're able to let your guard down. You're able to let this person in, so that it's feeling like this relationship is more balanced, that it's not just maybe that other person is feeling like it's one-sided, right? Or maybe you're feeling like you're trying to let your walls down, that you're trying to, and you want that more balance where that person is too. So maybe it is something that you need to talk to, you know, your partner about and say, hey, I feel like I'm being vulnerable. I feel like I'm, you know, putting this effort or this energy in, and I feel like I'm not getting that returned from you. So it could just be a conversation that you need to have with someone, but again, having that conversation in a positive way, not attacking a person and saying, well, I'm always doing this and you're not doing that, you know, like that's not how, or, you know, that's not going to end very well. That's sometimes we feel like that's what we want to say, so maybe that's why that Queen of Wands there energy is there, because she's like, you know, she just wants to take that knife and slash right through that conversation rather than being more you know, softer about the conversation. So let's get some clarifiers. Right, that one came flying out. Three of Cups, being happy, right? Being in a happy space, being positive. Tower, is there something that you have, I feel like that's between the Hangman and the Strength card. It's about something that you have to look at from a different perspective and rebuilding it, right? Rebuilding it stronger, feeling more confident. Something within this relationship. Now, this relationship can represent a family member, a friendship, a partnership. Maybe it has to do with work. Maybe there's some changes that you need to have happen at work. It could be any type of relationship. We have the Nine of Cups, right? What makes you happy? Look at that big smile on his face. Feeling happier. It's almost like sometimes when you let your guard, when you let your guard down, maybe it's about you're feeling happier, you're feeling lighter, you're feeling more of a connection, you're feeling more of that closeness with this person, right? With this relationship, you're feeling a closeness and almost feeling like, why didn't I do this earlier, because I felt like I was missing out. But then that's something that you have to say to yourself, that you weren't ready at that time to let those walls down, right? You weren't ready at that time to be vulnerable. All right, Ten of Swords. Releasing those swords, letting those things go, right? Tens are completions. Feeling like you've been through a lot though, because like you've been stabbed 10 times with a sword, because that's kind of what that means, is that, you know, it's just been this crazy thing that you've been through. and just feeling exhausted from it. And maybe it's been a lot of work to keep all those walls up around you, you know. Maybe it's been a lot of work and it's been exhausting. Eight of Wands, moving forward with the sun right there, right? Forward energy, positive energy, moving forward, feeling emotionally better, sharing your emotions, connecting more. And then the Knight of Swords, moving forward. But I also feel like it's, you know, kind of thinking a new way of thinking, a new way of seeing things, especially with that Hangman right there, right? It's about perspective and looking at things differently. I feel like we can learn a lot if we're feeling stuck and we're feeling like, ugh, how do I get out of this? You know, how do I deal with this? How do I get through this? You know, with this Ten of Wands. And I feel like it's just thinking things differently, thinking out of the box, seeing things from a different perspective. That's why I love the Hangman, because it's like looking at things from a different perspective. And again, like I've said before, is I feel like tarot card readings to me, you know, they can be lots of different things, but I feel like they're also a way to look at things from a different perspective. Kind of the cards kind of bring up questions that maybe you hadn't thought of before, or perspectives you haven't thought of before, or seeing things differently, or like, yeah, like I didn't think about that, or yeah, I really am doing that, or, you know, I really need to change this or that. And I feel like with the tarot cards, it's like trying to make you aware of different ways to see things or perceive things, or to, you know, sometimes it's like being your cheerleader and saying, yes, keep moving forward, you can do it, you know. I feel like the tarot cards have lots of different meanings, but I feel like for me, the biggest one is being able to see things from a different perspective and think about things differently and being more aware of things. All right, so let's get, especially with oracle cards, because I feel like oracle cards ask us a lot of questions, you know. They're kind of more to the point. I feel like tarot cards are open to a lot of different interpretations. They kind of have a basic meaning, but there's a lot of interpretations that you can take from it. All right, Antelope Spirit, life is speeding up, right? Don't let more time go by if you feel that there is something that you need to look at differently. If there's a relationship that you kind of have to look at differently, and that you want to improve it, right? That you want it to feel more balanced, that you want the relationship to be better, and kind of thinking of those things. How can I improve this relationship? What are those things that I'm putting out? What are those things that I can do? What are those things that I can show this other person that I want this Nine of Cups with them, right? That I want to have this Nine of Cups with them. What are those things that I can do? How can I look at this differently, right? Not rushing anything. Maybe it's about a new relationship that you're in, right? Something that just started that makes you really, really happy. But it's about not rushing that relationship and taking that time and letting the relationship develop into something, and not forcing anything, and just seeing what happens and seeing how it evolves and becomes stronger, right? And that could just rebuild yourself and your thought about relationships, right? Looking at them differently, because this is such a good relationship, and you're like, wow, I'm really glad that I waited for this relationship. I'm really glad I didn't force this or push this relationship. And that really makes me feel a lot better, because there are positive relationships out there. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.